Hey everyone, Patrick here with Siser North America, and these are the top 10 questions that I get asked about the Romeo and Juliet high definition cutters. So Cali Pop Vinyl asks, I know you can change the speed of the cut, but what happens if you up the speed too much? All right, so this is a great question. Both the Romeo and the Juliet can cut extremely fast, almost 3 times faster than the competitor machines, in fact. Although the speed is great to get your projects done in a hurry, having your speed too high can sometimes cause for more delicate materials like paper crafts to rip a lot easier or get less than favorable results. I always recommend to everybody keeping your speed around 10 to 11 will help to preserve the life of your cutting machine. Samantha Doyle asks, I need a better way to gauge where to place my blade when I'm doing a print then cut. So with the speed and the accuracy of Romeo and Juliet, you get incredible detail on even the smallest and most intricate designs. However, setting up your blade to start your cut is usually the hang up for most people, so don't worry about it. The correct registration mark is indicated by a small arrowhead. Now, most new users believe that this is where you align your blade, but it's actually incorrect. To align your blade, use the directional arrows on the LCD screen to navigate your blade and to hover over the bottom left registration mark, however, just inside the shape, and the machine will do the rest of the work for you. Debbie Browning asks, is there a set time when you should change out your blade, such as every 8 hours, maybe every month, every 3 months, or when you just think that your blade has become dull? Okay, so I love this question because it's really one of the most overlooked items for all new beginners, whether with a Romeo or Juliet or even a Cricut or Silhouette. Your blade will wear itself out for many reasons. Now, excessive use can cause your blade to expire early, or cutting materials that are harder or more rigid can also cause your blade to break, and even overexposure of your blade can also contribute to early blade breakdown and wear. Now, a pro tip is to have a few blades on hand and use for a variety of projects. For me, I personally like to have a blade for heat transfer materials, one for paper craft, and one that's more of a universal blade for all kinds of projects. Now, be sure to follow the instructions and only advance your blade exposed to roughly the thickness of a credit card. And if you're working with thicker materials, you can adjust your blade to about half the exposure of the entire blade. So a good rule of thumb is to change your blade on average every 3 months, but if you find yourself cutting much more than the average home crafter, then decrease that to about every 8 weeks or about every 2 months, so that you always have a clean, fresh blade. Now keep your blades clean from any materials that may be getting jammed on the inside of the blade housing. Can Romeo or Juliet connect using Bluetooth? Now this is a big question that we get asked all the time, as most users like the wireless feature of their current cutting machines. Well, like most Bluetooth connections, 2 big factors that makes this an unstable connection is the distance from your machine to your computer, and the other is the classic intermittent drop of a Bluetooth connection. With Romeo or Juliet, we use your home or business network to connect just like a laptop or a cell phone. Now this allows for a more extended range of connections than the traditional Bluetooth connection, plus it sends the data much faster, giving you the ability to send your jobs to your cutter and get back to designing while your cutter is still operating. Does the Romeo and Juliet have presets? Now I love this question because not only do both machines have a full preset menu for all Siser products, but they also give you the ability to completely customize your material type, speed, and force settings, allowing you to create brand new presets for yourself for many years to come. All right, so a Facebook user asks, do I have to use a mat with Romeo and Juliet? Well, although Romeo and Juliet both come with a 12 by 12 inch cutting mat, you can cut with a mat or without a mat. All right, this one is a good one. I'm busy with orders a lot, so speed matters. Are the Romeo and Juliet fast? Well, one of the best attributes of both Romeo and Juliet is that they are both extremely fast. And to be exact, both cutters are roughly 3 times faster than the average craft cutter. What types of things can be cut with Romeo and Juliet? This is a fantastic question. Romeo and Juliet can both cut a variety of materials, from heat transfer to paper, all the way to leather and leatherette. Recently, we launched the all-new Easy Crease and Easy Etch tools, which have opened up the doors to card making and using other common craft materials like acrylic or metal. To add, if using both of the cutting features are not for you, both machines also can draw and come with a pen tool, which is also great for sublimation markers. YouTube user asks, why do the cutters have a light under the camera and under the hood of both cutters? This is actually a fantastic question. So for the light that is under the hood or front cover of the Juliet, which is also along that strip on the top of the Romeo, this is typically used to help light the physical cutter itself, adding for better visibility when working with the machines. Now for the light that's under the camera, you actually get 3 different levels of brightness that help to light the physical material, making print and cut registration easier than ever to read. Ooh, I like this one. What is your favorite feature of the Romeo and Juliet? Well, this one I get asked all of the time, and the answer is simple. It's the test cuts. Having a convenient test cut button on the home page and each material setting page makes for checking your work before you start your cut a foolproof way to not make simple mistakes or simply not having to deal with completing your project just to find out that your cut wasn't good. Secondly to that, we also went a step further by having your cutter feed your job towards the front of the machine instead of the back of the machine like you normally would get with, say, a Cricut or a Cameo. Now this function allows for the user to ensure that the cut for their project is working properly, preventing a user from wasting material, which means wasted money. Bye everyone.